guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Hallie and I'm so happy that you're here. Today is January 27th. I officially have 4.5 days left until the end of January to finish all the books left on my January TBR. I want to start off by saying I've recently discovered that I am in fact a mood reader. So my physical TBRs have kind of been messing me up because I'll be in the mood to read them when I make my TBR for the month, but then later on in the month, I'm like not in the mood to read it. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that going forward. Maybe I'll just keep making TBRs and then just keep trying to read whatever I'm in the mood for. I don't know. Whenever I made my TBR for January, I was so in the mood for all of these books. And then I started off the month super good. I did a reading video. I literally read like 3 books in the first week of the month. And then a little thing called depression came knocking on my door and I was depressed for a couple weeks. So I didn't really read that much. I didn't really make reading vlogs because I was just like pooped out, you know? And now the month is almost over. I do feel better and I'm in the mood to read these books, but I'm now out of time. Because we don't have any plans this weekend, I want to take advantage of just having so much free time to do literally nothing but like hang around the house and be cozy and read and see if I can finish my TBR. I don't think that I will finish it by the time this weekend is over because it's already 3 o'clock on Saturday, so I have like half a day and then Sunday, but I think that Mark is off work on Monday too, so it'll kind of be like another weekend day. The books that I have left on my TBR are Powerless by Elsie Silver, and I have actually started this. I am, I think, 30% through the way, but I was reading this on my Kindle because this is on Kindle Unlimited. Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. This is the single book on my TBR that I have been in the mood for all month. I just have been saving this. This sounds so stupid, but I've been saving this as motivation to kind of get through some of the books that I wasn't in the mood for, which I don't think I'm going to do that in the future. I think I'm just going to let myself read whatever I'm in the mood for because that's what reading is about. Anyway, I've been using this against myself all month, but I'm going to read it because if you don't know me, I'm a huge hockey romance girly. I don't know why. Every hockey romance book that I've read, I just absolutely eat up. So, and then I have The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. This one, I don't know. I was really in the mood to read this in the beginning of the month, and now I feel like I'm not that in the mood to read it, but I don't know. I think I'm intimidated by it, honestly, because of the fact that I don't think it's like, I don't think the base of the story is about the romance. I think it's more about the characters and like plot, I guess. And I mean, I don't know what I'm saying. I just don't know how in the mood I am to read this anymore. And then I have Six of Crows, which I talked about this in my last book. I don't even know if I'm gonna end up reading it this month, but it is on my TBR. So if I end up getting in the mood for it within the next couple days, we will start this. But we are going to just spend the next few days doing nothing but reading to get through my January TBR. The book that I want to start off with is actually Powerless because like I said, I'm 30% through this book. I just feel like reading on my Kindle right now over a physical copy first of all. The other night I got to a part where I was really starting to get invested into the book, and then I haven't had time to read since then because I've just been like editing and working on other things. So I really want to read at least a little bit of that first, and then I think maybe in a couple of hours I might switch over to Icebreaker, or maybe later tonight I'll start Icebreaker and just read Heartless during the day. So that is what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to start this vlog off with Powerless by Elsie Silver. This is actually the second book in the Chestnut Spring series. It's like a series of cowboy romances, which whenever I started this series, I didn't know how I would feel about cowboy romances because I'd never read one before and I'm not like super into that really, but I ended up really liking the first one, Flawless, so much. It did take me a little while to get into, which I'm kind of feeling that with this one too, but it is a little quicker because I do already know the characters that this book is following, which that definitely helped me. But still, even this one took me like, I don't know, 15 or 20% of the book to like kind of get into it, but now I'm like 30% in and I'm fully like, okay, I want to see them get together. I want to see the whole story. I really wonder what's going to go wrong because so far there hasn't really been like a major conflict, I guess. I don't know, but this book is the single dad trope, so she's the nanny, so that's fun. Anyway, I am going to read Powerless for a little bit on my Kindle and then I will check up with you guys in a little bit. Okay, this is so funny. The guy in this is a single dad and like the girl is his nanny, and the kid in this book is 5, they're like having dinner and he called her a weirdo and they're like laughing super hard and he's like, yeah, that's his favorite like insult right now. And that's just so funny to me because literally Bowie and Cody, their favorite thing to say right now is you're a weirdo. Like you're a chicken head weirdo. So like that just was so funny. I don't know, I feel like I'm slowly like relating more and more to the characters in the book. At first I was having a hard time because I have never read an age gap romance before. This is like age gap, single dad, whatever. And like at first it just felt really weird because I feel like he kind of brings it up a lot. Like they'll be vibing and then he's like, oh, but she's so young. But then he's like, but then I saw her but like the shape of her makes those thoughts just fly away. But she's just so young and I'm just so old. I'm like, just stop talking about it. Like if you're vibing, then shut up about it. It just started to feel a little bit weird how much he just puts emphasis on like, I'm just too old. I'm just too old for her. I'm just too old for her. She's just so young. I'm just too old for her. Like he just was talking about it a lot and then it kind of just made me feel a little bit weird because I'm like, okay, if you're that freaking ancient, or like, I don't know, he'll just be like, oh, I just feel like a perverted old man thinking about this. And I'm like, that could have made me feel like, okay, well, don't you think there's a reason you're feeling that way then? Like you wouldn't be feeling that way unless you were being a perverted old man. I don't know. I don't know if that's just because I haven't read an age gap romance before. I also am not like into older men, so I don't know if that is why it just felt really weird for me. So if I just ignore that part of the book, it's really cute. It's really good. It's literally been hours. It's 9:42 p.m. right now. Bentley, come sit. He's just like always here. Anyway, it's 9:42 p.m. right now. I forgot to update all day. I sat literally just in this spot all day long and read on my Kindle, and Mark has been reading Fourth Wing today. Like it's literally been such a chill day. We just sat on the couch and read our books and the kids played in the living room and watched little Disney movies all day long. It was just like such a cute little cozy day. But I have almost finished this book. I realized that my percentage said 91% and on the Kindle you never like get to 100% because they count like, I almost said the end credits. The random stuff that's at the back of the book, they always count that as like some of the percentage in the book, and so it said 91% complete. So I checked the physical copy to see like how much I had left, and I'm literally on the last chapter, and then I have the epilogue, which is like a couple pages, and I didn't even like realize. So I wanted to update you guys and also finish the book with you before I just like fly through this whole thing. I ended up liking this so much more than I thought I would. I was kind of not struggling to get into it, but it was kind of slow for me. It was sitting at like a 3-star for me through most of the book, but this last half has really like bumped it up. I think that this is going to be like a 4-star read for me. At first I didn't know because it's like a cowboy romance, single dad, age gap, you know, I didn't know how I feel about that. It's not like my favorite thing I've ever read, but everyone calls Cade Daddy Cade. I get it. I get it, and I love him, and I love, what's her name even? Oh, Willa.
Kitty girl?
She's literally the main character. I forgot her name. And I just love Cade and Willa together. It's like the grumpy sunshine, like he's like the grumpy older man and she's like young and happy and whatever. I don't know, this was so good. I haven't finished it yet, so maybe I should finish it first and then give my full review. Yeah, let me finish it real quick and then we'll catch up. Oh, also, I just realized that in the beginning of the video, I was holding up, what is it, Powerless? I'm literally not on that book. I'm reading Heartless. I was like, yeah, I'm reading Powerless. No, I'm not. I lied. I'm reading Heartless. This is the second book in the series, unless I got it wrong and I'm reading the incorrect book, but I'm pretty sure this is the second book in the Chestnut Spring series. So if you're confused why I just showed up hours later with a blue book instead of a purple book, that's why. I was definitely holding up the wrong book at the beginning. think I would like that ending. Love it.
Damn, dude.
Is your book going crazy? Mark is still finishing fourth week. He's reaching the end. Every like 10 minutes, I just hear him go, holy and then it's just silence again. So funny. Okay, I just finished Heartless by Elsie Silver. I think I'm gonna rate this 4. See, because like I feel like 4 is a little too low, but I feel like 4.5 is a little too high. But I've been doing so many quarter ratings lately that I feel so like drama about it. But 4.25 just feels right for this. It was honestly really, really enjoyable. I don't love the age gap thing, and I think that that's what's stopping it from being a 5-star read for me, to be honest. Like I loved every other part of this book except for the age gap part, but that's just like my personal preference, and I don't know, my ratings are just purely based on vibes. So, you know, that's what I'm going with. But yeah, it was really, really good. I love Elsie Silver's writing. Even in this book, at the beginning of each chapter, there's text messages, and just like the conversation in the text messages just feels so real. I don't know, I just like love the banter. I love the romance in this. I love the spice in this. It was overall a really, really good read. So I'm so happy that I read it. And in this book, there was a lot of hinting about the characters that the next book is about, which I think is Jasper and Sloane. And that made me so interested because you guys, he plays hockey. Towards the end of this, you got to see Jasper and Sloane interact like a tiny bit. So that did make me really excited to continue on with the series. It is now 10:02 p.m. I literally cannot believe that this whole day went by and I just like forgot to vlog, but I was just like having such a good cozy day. It was like such a good day. I am going to make cookies for Mark and I right now and hang out with him for a little bit, take a break from reading because my brain from staring at the Kindle all day is kind of mush. I think I might start Icebreaker later and just get like a couple chapters in so I can at least like have my toes dipped in the water for tomorrow. But yeah, I will just check in with you guys tomorrow morning. Oh, my battery's gonna die. Hello. It's the next morning. I got a little bit ready today, but I didn't want to do anything too crazy because I just wanted to have like a lazy day today, really. So last night I did start Icebreaker. I read like 2 chapters, but I think because I had literally just come straight out of another romance, I don't know, I wasn't like too into it. And so instead, I actually picked up A Court of Mist and Fury, which that is not for this video, but I read a couple chapters of that last night instead. So this morning I decided that before I sit down and have a lazy day, I want to get some cleaning done around the house just so it can be ready for the week ahead. And because we don't have anything planned this weekend, this is a good opportunity to just like reset the house and then have a lazy day. So I was thinking I would go on Spotify and see if they have any of the audiobooks for the books left on my TBR. Specifically, I want to see if they have the 7-Year Slip. They do. I literally love Spotify for audiobooks. This has like genuinely saved my life. So let's see, they have the 7-Year Slip. They also have Icebreaker. Okay, they don't have 6 of Crows. I wonder, oh my God, they have literally the entire ACOTAR series included in Spotify Premium. That's crazy. I literally can't believe that. But anyway, that's not for this video again, like I keep saying. So I will probably be listening to either the 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston or Icebreaker. Honestly, probably the 7-Year Slip is what I will be listening to while I clean up. I'll probably spend a couple hours cleaning, so I'll probably get a decent way into this book. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update what I'm going to be doing for the first part of today, and then I will check in with you guys in a little bit whenever we're done cleaning and ready to just relax and see if I want to get back into Icebreaker or continue reading the 7-Year Slip. Okay, I am literally so tired. I started cleaning this morning with the intention of having like a quick reset. No. Yeah, I had a long day. I literally ended up steaming my carpet for 4 hours because I thought about doing it and then I had to do it. So I did that. I steam mopped my floors like a couple times because I felt like once was not good enough. I'm so tired. It is 11:15. I literally ran out of Spotify audiobook hours today, so that was cool. So I listened to the audiobook for a while and then I sat down and read for a little bit after I cleaned, and then I took a bath because my back was hurting. Because apparently I'm old, so back issues. Actually, no, it's not because I'm old. It's because I have scoliosis. Wingardium Leviosa. Leviosa.
Not scoliosis. Scoliosis.
It's not scoliosis, it's scoliosis. Anyway, basically, This is how crazy I went. I took all of the covers off of my couch. This is just the bare pillow on the inside. You know why? Because I'm not putting these all on right now. We literally came out here to do it. I looked at them in the dryer and I was like, you know what? I actually don't want to do this right now. So I'm not going to. So we're just laying on the naked couch right now. And that's about it. I literally just... my body just hurts so bad. I literally just want to lay here and read this until I fall asleep. So that's what I'm gonna do. As far as the book goes though, The 7-Year Slip is what I ended up listening to today. All the thoughts just left my brain. I wish I had an audiobook to listen to right now because then we could do a puzzle. Would you want to do a puzzle?
I do want to.
But do you want to?
Yeah.
Are you lying? Oh my god, I'm on Barnes & Noble. Anyway, updates on The 7-Year Slip. I was really excited to read this book, but I also was kind of like intimidated by it because people kept saying it kind of felt more like a woman's fiction, I think is what a lot of people say, or something. I don't know what they're called. I'm new here. I am actually really surprised by how this book actually is. If you don't know, the whole concept of this book is this girl, her aunt dies, and her aunt were like really, really close. And so when her aunt died, she put it in her will that she gets her aunt's apartment, which it's like in a really desirable part of New York City. So it's a great apartment, but she's having a hard time living there because obviously like it was her aunt's and she misses her. But the thing is, it's a magical apartment. So at random times you will enter the apartment and it will be 7 years in the past. And so one day she goes home to the apartment and she opens the door and there is a guy in there who said like, oh, your aunt said I could stay here, whatever, but it's 7 years in the past. Her aunt had told her about the apartment being magic, but she just thought her aunt was like making up stories basically, and like didn't take her aunt seriously. And so whenever it happened, she was like, who are you? Like, what are you talking about? That is like the premise of this book. I was really afraid that I would get bored because the romance is not at the forefront of this book, and the only other books that I have read that don't have romance at the forefront of it have been fantasies. And so I still liked those because the plot was obviously like kind of crazy. And so I was worried about this, like that I would just get bored because the only other literary fiction that I read was Tomorrow and Tomorrow Tomorrow, and I got really bored throughout that. Like it was a cute story, it was good, but I just like was not entertained enough, I feel like. And so I was afraid that the same thing was going to happen to this if the plot wasn't really anything crazy. But I don't know, I'm honestly enjoying this so much. I love the two main characters, Ewan and what's her name? What even is her name? Oh, duh, Clementine. And he calls her Lemon. It's so cute. But I love them so much more than I thought I would. And they feel like real people. Like this all just feels so real. So that's where I'm at with this. I'm going to read until I'm too tired to keep going, go to sleep, and then I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Goodness. Hello, you guys. Gosh. Okay, it's the next day. I have been so busy this morning. It is 1:49. It's so much later in the day than I wanted to start this. Last night I read to page 254. So that's chapter 32. So I'm almost done with the book, and it was so hard to stop last night. You guys, you don't even understand. You don't even understand. I was like reading the book and it was good. It was cute. It was whatever. But like I was thinking, okay, this would probably be like a 3.75 or like maybe a 4, you know? I got further into the book and something happened that I just like did not expect to happen, and maybe I should have expected it, but because I'm gullible and I like just don't read into things, I'm just like shocked all the time because I never know what's coming next. I did not expect it, and because it did happen, it made me like this book so much more. And then from that point on, I just had so much butterflies, and like I just loved it more and more and more the farther I went. And genuinely, I feel like this could end up being a 5-star read for me, and if it is, I feel like this is gonna be the most surprising 5-star read ever because like most other 5-star reads, I feel like a decent way into the book, you're like, yeah, this is gonna be a 5-star. But this one, it like came out of nowhere and like smacked me across the face and was like 5 stars. It's 5 stars. I'm having a good time. I'm having such a good time. I didn't want to stop last night, but I literally like could not stay awake. I was so tired and like laying down and reading in the dark was not helping. So I am going to finish this book real quick and then I will give you guys my final rating. But so far, I am just loving this so much and it was so cute last night. Like I literally have butterflies thinking about it and talking about it right now. I can't believe I like this book so much. I genuinely did not expect to like it this much. Like I thought I would like it, but not like love it, you know? Does that make sense? Anyway, this is so good. Okay, I'm so excited to finish. I will check in with you guys whenever I finish this. I only have like 2 chapters left in this book. I literally was just like sobbing. I turned the camera off and I was just sitting here. I put on my Moody Mix playlist that Spotify made me. This book is so good. It's so cute. Oh my god, it's so cute. It like has me contemplating, and not contemplating, but just like appreciating life. I don't even know what it is. Oh my god. This is so cute. I cannot believe how emotionally invested I am in this story. I don't want it to be over because I feel like real people and their love just... Anyway, I'm gonna finish the book real quick. And like, I don't even want it to be over. Like they feel so real. Hold on.
I don't think about it. About you leaving me. I don't know who I'd be. Would everything we built just turn to broken leaves? I don't think about it. Do you think of me? Walking out that door, never hearing me talk to myself in the morning anymore. Would it all just turn and turn and turn and turn and turn and turn? You don't think about it.
I think this book changed me. This is definitely 5 stars for me. I cannot believe how this book made me feel. Like genuinely, as good as people have explained this and I've heard people explain it, it still doesn't do it justice because there's no way to explain what you feel when you read this unless you just read it. I don't understand how this simultaneously made me feel so happy and give me butterflies and also just so emotional. Everyone says like the way that she talks about such serious topics, but it's not lighthearted, it's just real. Like it's so real. I genuinely feel like a different person after reading this, and I'll probably be crying about this later today. So I really don't know what else to say about that. That was such a wild ride, and I feel like it's not even like I'm processing, it's just like yeah, 5 stars. Read this book, it's so good. Next on the list, Icebreaker, which I'm so glad that I just have a fun little hockey romance next. I don't know if there's any serious topics in this book. I think it's just like a fun romance. She's kind of thick though. I don't know. I guess not. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna eat some food and then start this, and I'll probably check in with you guys tonight because I don't think I'm gonna do any serious reading right away because my brain and my heart are just mush right now from finishing that book. So I'll check in. Oh, actually I got like a chapter into this the other night, or 2 chapters. I don't know. I'm gonna read a little bit of this during the day, probably, and then I'll check in with you guys tonight. Hey guys, so it's actually been a few days. After I finished the 7-year slip, I was just like emotionally distraught, and then I started my period, and so for an entire day I just forgot that I was doing this video and didn't do anything. And then on the 31st I realized it was the last day of the month and I still had Icebreaker to read. So I read that a lot during the day, and then I ended the night with a hot bath, and then I finished it really late on the 31st. It was technically the 1st because it was like 2 in the morning or something, or 1:30 when I finished it, but I count it because I read most of it on the 31st. So it's been a few days. I've just finished editing the video and I realized that I never even gave my final thoughts on Icebreaker. Overall, I thought it was a really cute book. I love not only Nate, but like, wait, why do I forget all of the characters' names? I will love a book. It could be a 5-star book. I don't know their names. Anyway, I really loved not only Nate, but all the guys on this hockey team. I literally love all of them. I feel like they're literally all just like little golden retrievers. It's so funny. And like the communication in this book was so good because Stassi, the female main character in this book, she like goes to therapy and stuff. So throughout the whole book, she was like talking about how her therapist teaches her about communication. Because of that, there were literally no communication issues in this book. And I really, really like that because I feel like the way that they communicated, like you could take notes and like learn from that almost, because it was just so good. It was like such a mature relationship, even though it was very spicy and like whatever. It wasn't just like a, I don't know. I will say I really wish that there was more to Nate's story and his background, because like he has a bad relationship with his dad and all this stuff. So I really wish that there was more surrounding like his side and his story, because really the whole book was about Stassi. The whole book really was about her, and then Nate was kind of on the side supporting her. So I wish it was more like, even if it was like 75% about Stassi and then the rest about Nate, I wish that there was just more regarding him. But yeah, overall it was really, really good. Because of that, I feel like this month I read The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer, and that was like 5 stars for me, and I feel like they're kind of similar, and I would prefer The Fake Out over this. I think that my final rating for this is gonna be 4 stars. I really just liked The Fake Out better because you get so much character development and so much backstory on both of the main characters, the female main character and the male main character, as well as just like surrounding characters, which this did do a really good job including a lot of the other teammates and like some friendships that Stassi made with the other teammates. But again, I just wish that there was a little bit more to Nate's story as well, and like his relationship with his family and, you know, all of that stuff. So but yeah, overall I really, really liked it. It was really good, and I'm really excited to read Wildfire. And then there's also a 3rd book coming out in the series. I think it's called Daydream. Overall, was a really good few days of reading. I can't believe that I managed to finish 3 out of the 4 left on my TBR before the end of the month. Yeah, it was honestly a really good month of reading, but now January is over, so I need to record my January wrap up, pick out my TBR for February, and get started on a new month of reading. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram, TikTok, all of the things, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!